All right, you guys, today I made roasted asparagus with Parmesan crisp topping. You need to check out this recipe, okay? Super easy, super good. And hey, by the way, if you're watching and you like this YouTube channel, can you go down and hit the subscribe button? That would be awesome. I would love to talk to you, send me messages, let me know what recipe you love, what you want to make, what you want me to make. So let's get on with this video. Here we go. Today we're gonna make Parmesan crisps. It's not necessarily a recipe, it's just a simple method. The first step is to preheat your oven to 400 degrees. So I've done that. Then you wanna get a baking sheet lined with some parchment paper and have that ready. Then you need 1 cup of Parmesan cheese and about a tablespoon. So you can do a nice tablespoon measure of the piles of Parmesan. So we're just gonna make some simple piles of Parmesan on this baking sheet. And what I'm doing, you don't even need cooking spray. The fat and the cheese is more than enough. So I've already done 3 piles. I'm gonna do 3 more. How many times have we gone into the pantry and we're like, I wish I had those Parmesan crisp things, yet you have Parmesan cheese in your fridge. Just throw it together. And then I'm just gonna pat it down with the back of my spoon to try to just get my pretty even circles. Okay, so these are done. This is the world's easiest, simplest thing ever. Pop these in the oven at 400 degrees for about 5 minutes. All right. Okay, I think these are amazing. So we're gonna let them just cool off for about 5 minutes. Then I'm gonna transfer them over to this wire rack and let them get crispy and crunchy. Here they are, simple, easy Parmesan crisps. Beautiful, simple, fast, and easy. Now I'm making some asparagus, and I love asparagus because it's delicious and so easy to make, and it's super high in vitamin K. One scientific study showed that it helped reduce the risk of osteoporosis and bone fractures in women over 50. So we love vitamin K, and we get a good amount of it in asparagus. Okay, so the first step in making the roasted asparagus is we want to preheat the oven to 500 degrees, and you want to put a lined baking sheet on the bottom rack. All right, that's gonna heat up, and I'm gonna wash and trim the asparagus next. So we're just gonna clean off the asparagus. And then there's a lot of, look at here, here's my sink, hello. There's a lot of people that kind of go back and forth about asparagus. Like, do you snap it? Do you cut it? I just cut off the unusable part. So like that woody part that's just really stiff, that probably isn't gonna taste that great, I just cut that off. I'm gonna get that woody part off the bottom. I just cut it all in one swoop. Some people say if you trim just the little, like the bottom 1/4, that it'll give you, I don't know, a little bit more of a tender bite. So I'm just gonna do that. But if you don't have time, you do not have to do this step, okay? Now we've trimmed our asparagus. I'm just going to set a baking sheet down, spread it out, and we're just gonna put some olive oil, just a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of sea salt, just a little bit, and a little bit of pepper. Okay, and then I'm just going to toss this on this baking sheet. This is just the working baking sheet, and once everything is combined, we are gonna pop it onto the other baking sheet that has been warming up in the oven at 500 degrees. We're gonna turn the oven down to 425. I'm gonna turn the oven down actually now to 425. That's super important. Hot. And voila. There is our preheated baking sheet. So now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take this asparagus, I'm gonna put it onto a baking sheet that's heated and lined with parchment paper. That way my asparagus are getting a nice little sizzle. Oh yeah. I've reduced the heat to 425, and we're gonna pop them in the oven now for about 12 to 14 minutes. Everybody's oven is different, so. All right, 425 for about 12 minutes. Here is my asparagus. Actually, look at this. Okay, it looks gorgeous. So excited. I'm gonna let it cool. I'm gonna transfer it to a beautiful serving platter, and then we're gonna crush the Parmesan crisps and we're gonna sprinkle it on top and serve it up. It's gonna be amazing. The asparagus is done. It looks amazing. Happy, beautiful asparagus. So yeah, it didn't need a long time to roast at all. Just a simple, fast, and easy roasted asparagus recipe. We're gonna add the Parmesan crisp crumbles to the top and serve it right now. All right, so I'm not going to take all of these, but I'm certainly gonna take a few, and I'm going to crumble them up nice and crumbly and crispy and yummy. So we're just going to sprinkle the Parmesan crisps through the middle here. And there it is. And then I'm gonna put just a tiniest bit of parsley. Roasted asparagus with Parmesan crisp topping. Super simple, easy, fast, and such a perfect side dish for any meal. You need to check out this recipe. Remember to like, save, share, and that you are deeply loved by God.